What is up, watch friends? Welcome to another episode of Talking Timepieces with Tony. I'm Tony, and today we are I am wearing my Zenith Pilot. This is basically my 1 year review, although I've had it just over a year. So let's roll the intro and we'll talk about it. Oh, not just that, sorry. We're going to be talking about a plethora of Zenith, their new releases and such. All right.
Talking timepieces with Tony. Talking timepieces with Tony.
All right, cool. So a lot of you know that I got this Zenith last year, just after Watches and Wonders. When they premiered it and debuted it, I was just like, oh my God, I have to have it. It was one of my top 5 picks. Probably, I think it was my top 3 out of the, but the second one was Rolex GMT. I don't know, I can't remember, but this was one of them. And when I got it, like just 2 weeks after Watches and Wonders, I was super stoked. And that was, again, just over a year ago. So a year later, I still love this watch. I've had some issues with it. And I feel like I can talk about it because I still love the brand, and things happen regardless. It could happen to if you buy a new car, things can happen to it, and that's not common for that brand or whatever to happen. But I'd gotten this watch and it was running slow, and then all of a sudden it was running really fast, too fast, and so I sent it back. Lucky enough, Ellen over at Zenith really took care of me on this watch. It needed a new escapement, and I think it was the pallet fork as well, but then needed to be recalibrated. Got it back within 3 weeks, so it was awesome. And unfortunately, it's still running a bit too slow, but it just doesn't stop me from loving this watch. I'm still wearing it, and if I have to adjust the time, it's not bad enough to where it's like, okay, I got to send it back. But at the same time, it's not running the way it should. But don't let that deter you, because Zenith are an amazing brand. The movements are amazing. It's something that happens, And I wouldn't say this if I didn't think that were the case. I'd be like, no, I'm not going to say anything about it, man. This is just a badass watch. But either way, so just a year on the wrist, man. It's like, this is my daily go-to. It's been in the box a couple times, but rarely. It's just always on my Zenith stand. That was given to me by Ellen at Zenith. It's a marble stand. And you just put your watch on it, and it's great. This is my new Datejust I just got yesterday. It's sick. I love it. Just it has a correlated dial, which kind of looks similar to the sides of older aircrafts. It has large indices, date complication at the 6, 3620 El Primero movement with a large crown. Of course, sapphire crystal front and back, and the back and the rotor simulates or is meant to look like the artificial horizon on an aircraft. That's how they gauge if they're flying straight. They don't know, if they're at an angle, whatever. It shows that they're on the correct path. But anyway, I think that's just a really cool thing. The leather strap is Cordura, or it's a Cordura effect. It's not really Cordura. It looks like Cordura, but it's actually rubber. So it's awesome. Double deployment clasp, and it's 100 meters water resistance, 60-hour power reserve. Beats at 36,000 VPH, vibrations per hour, at 5 hertz. And I'm pretty sure. But having said that, the price point on this actually is gone up. It was $7,500 when I bought it. It's gone up to $7,800. Still well worth it, man, considering what you're getting. Zenith just make tremendous watches. So now let's talk about the new releases and their new watches, because they've got a new CEO, and what's his name? Benoit. Can't remember his last name, but anyway, he's just recently been a few months. He's taken over. And I also got to give a shout out to Jessica over at Zenith as well for finding me on Instagram. So either way, let's talk about the new chronograph. The chronograph is sick. It's the Defy chronograph. It's 42 millimeters stainless steel, screw down crown, 1/10 of a chronograph. So it looks like it's just flying around. So it's 10 seconds per per full rotation. 60-hour power reserve, steel. It comes with a steel bracelet as well as a rubber bracelet, and it's 100 meters water resistance. It's also got the not octagonal, it's a decagonal, what's 12-sided bezel, yeah. So, and that looks cool. And I think that Zenith did this before AP and Gerald Genta, you know what I mean? Because in that, the AP came out in the early 70s when Genta designed the Royal Oak or whatever it was. Then Zenith came out with the Defy in 1969, and the 1969 Defy is basically they redid the Revival. Okay, the Revival came out in 1969. Then they did the Defy with the 12-sided bezel. They did that before AP did it. So anyway, let's move on to the new orange A3648 vintage reissue. This is a sick watch. I really like it. It's orange. I prefer it on a rubber strap, but it has 600 meters of water resistance, which is 1,969 feet, which is 1969 was a freaking huge year for Zenith. So, you know, they planned that. It's awesome. 1,969 feet is pretty sick. You know, obviously no one's going to be diving that deep, especially with that watch, but it's got a steel unidirectional rotating bezel. It's 37 millimeters, which is like the perfect size for someone like me. It's got a orange sapphire bezel, domed sapphire with anti-reflective coating, crystal. Again, 600 meters water resistance and 50 hours of power reserve. So I think that's something to look out for. You know, they don't have the quick change on that watch compared to the Defies we're going to move into, the Extreme Divers. But still, I'm waiting for them to come into the AD so I can try them out and see how they are. The Extreme Diver comes in two different variations or colors. It's 42.5 millimeters brushed titanium case with a helium escape valve. It's got a ceramic rotating bezel. It's a flat sapphire crystal with AR coating, and also that has 600 meters water resistance. That also comes on a bracelet and a rubber strap. That comes in, again, two variations. The blue one also has an orange around the bezel, and then a black one. I prefer the black one, I think. So I again can't wait to try those on, but they're 42.5 millimeters, so it's a little bit big for me. But you know, Zenith, the way that they have those integrated rubber straps and bracelets, you know, they would cut the lug to lug a little bit shorter, so it won't be hanging off the wrist. I'm sure of it. So I'm looking forward to checking those out. Then you've got the my all-time favorite of what came out this year, and it wasn't Watches and Wonders when it came out, is the Triple Calendar. That's just gorgeous. 38 millimeter case. It's got a sort of a sunburst dial, a 3610 El Primero movement, day, date, month, and moon phase with 1/10 of a second chrono and a 60-hour power reserve. Now I tried one of these on as well at Bindi because they're out, but they didn't have it on the leather strap, which is what I really wanted to. I wouldn't buy that watch on a bracelet, to be honest with you. But it's, you know, Zenith are really doing some good things, man. They've always done good things, I think, you know, but I think they need a little bit more credit than what they're given, you know what I mean? So, again, I love mine, and, you know, what can I say? It's, you know, and I want to say thank you to Zenith too, just for being so cool. Now, the thing is that, you know, a lot of other brands, they don't give a shit what you want, you know. They don't listen to you. Some of their customer service sucks. You know, I'm talking about other brands. You know, Mont Blanc's the perfect example for me, man. I'll never buy another Mont Blanc. But Zenith, man, they care about their customers. You know, and I've heard stories, not just from me. You know, people go, yeah, well, look, you know people. It's like, no, I mean, I'm just a regular freaking guy, just like anybody else. But I've heard stories of people that did have issues with whatever it might have been, and Zenith have been on top of it and taking care of them. And that's what they do. And that's what a luxury brand should do, I would imagine, you know. But at the same time, they really do care, you know. And that's the type of company that I want to be associated with, you know what I mean? So that being said, I appreciate all you guys who like, subscribe, and all that stuff. And we'll catch you on the next one. All right, take care.